All Diet Podcast with me, Gina Casserole. We got a special guest. I got a distant cousin, third cousin, Dino Rotini. He's here today. Dino, thanks so much for joining me on my special podcast today.
Gina, I was really hoping that you would call. I was so happy that I was had opportunity to be on your radio show on the internet.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of both, but yeah. So for those who don't know who my cousin is, he's a really well-known gallery owner, and he specializes in clothespin brooches and art and things of that nature. Can you please explain to me and the audience what kind of art you do that you like to celebrate?
Gina, first of all, I'm so excited to be here, and I feel like Mel Gibson right now because, you know, a real celebrity, they only get to go on a talk show if they have something to promote. So I'm excited that I have something to promote.
Yeah, well, you've always been like a celebrity to me, you know, because you got all the art side into you. Not many of us, we got that in our fam, you know.
Being an artist is it's a tough lifestyle. You have to convince people that the shit that you make is worth something. And there's some salesmanship in that as well, you know. But a lot
of people, they can't, sorry to step over you, but like a lot of people, they can do the art, they can do the business, but they can't do both. And
that's why you come to the Rotini. I think I have a good mix of both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a very good artist always looks for resources that are not utilized. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No. Oops.
Do you know when was the last time that you dried your clothing on a clothesline?
I don't think it's been any near 10, 15 years. I think when I was in Kenosha at the
People
cabin.
don't do it anymore, but you know what they still have? They still have their clothespins lying around from their grandmas and their aunts and their people that had gone before them.
They're like heirlooms.
They're just laying around. And so what I do is I scoop them up and I turn them into little cartoon characters. You see what I'm saying? And I put them on a brooch. You don't even know what a brooch is, do you?
I ain't fancy enough for brooches.
They're coming back. The second,
mom jeans are back. Why wouldn't brooches come back?
Second stage. This is step number 1 to be an artist. Learn how to sell shit that's worthless. Step number 2, wait for the thing to come back. And if it's not coming back, you force it back. And that's what I'm doing with brooches.
Supply and demand. I see that with Dogecoin, and I see that with
supply and demand. I say demand and supply.
Yeah. Yeah, I got too excited because, you know, I'm reading about cryptocurrency, and I think you got that with clothespins, you know, in the art world. Because I remember going to Art Institute back in the day, I think a couple times with you, and I'd be like, I don't get this. And you're like, that's the point. You don't need to get it. Somebody else gets it.
Sell people on the shit. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be wearing a brooch by the end of the year. I promise you that.
Okay. So what kind of art do you normally get drawn to?
Anything that is made from things that people are going to be throwing away. I started with clothespins. Next, I'm going into old shoes. You're going to be wearing somebody's old shoe, but not in the way that you would normally wear a shoe. The thing about the brooch is that the bigger, the better. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because then that's the hot item.
That's a hot item. If you have a stain on your shirt, brooch. If you're not sure of like how voluptuous you are or want to be, brooch. If you want to have 2 brooches, you can do 2 brooches. You can do brooches all the way down.
Brooches all day is what they say, right?
You know what nobody's ever done that I'm going to do next?
What?
Brooch on the pants.
That is new.
That's a very new idea. That's what you have to do as an artist. Number one, sell shit. Number two, find things that people are throwing away. Number three, new idea. It doesn't matter if it's stupid. People love stupid.
That's true. Favorite invention of stupid, pet rock. Anything is possible at any point in time. You can do whatever you want to do. You know, what always amuses me mentally about you is that you're always a form of creativity. Because what you say is one man's trash, that is sellable. That is sellable. Where do you think you started learning or found yourself into that kind of wavelength, you know, as an artist and as a businessman?
I am not a smart person. So I
You're
decided
smart.
that I would just take whatever anybody else was doing, wait till they were done with it, and then redo it.
You know what? That is a classic business move. You know, I follow Gary Vee, who's a very motivational character for me. But like he always says, you find a business that already exists, and then you find a way to do it better. You let them make the mistakes, and then you figure it out.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all about the execution, you know, and you're the better messenger.
I'm looking at Victorian England. I'm looking at, you know how many YouTube videos you can find about people that used to wear the Victorian era style? There's a lot of do's and don'ts from that era, and I'm just doing the do's.
Yeah, you're all do.
There were a lot of faux pas back in the Victorian era.
You know, I've been admiring your stance on social media with the Dino do's. Can you tell me what you find about social media that help your business, or do you think it don't help your business?
This is about social media. It doesn't matter what it is, just put it out there. People love to consume shit.
Mm.
You don't have to have talent. You don't have to have any good ideas. You don't have to be selling anything. Just be on there.
That's true, you know, because otherwise, how do people know these days what you're doing? Either word of mouth, but people ain't talking to each other, and if they are, they got a mask on their face.
You're gonna pick up the phone and ask me what I'm up to. It's too late.
Yeah, you're gonna text them.
Look in the feed. What do you mean what I've been up to? I posted every 15 minutes of what I've done for the last 20 years. You can find it.
That's true. I've been seeing you since the MySpace, and I also saw you in the high school post paper, you know? So I do want to say, who motivates you to do what you do the most? What keeps you going?
I think that I motivate myself.
Wow.
If you're looking to get motivation from other people, you're not going to get it.
That's a loser attitude, right?
A loser attitude. I just look at myself. I don't look at other books or models of other success stories.
You like the tried and true approach.
Who's Tony Robbins? I'm not reading that.
Yeah, that's too much money to like learn lessons, you know? Like, you don't know me. You don't know my whole story. Why are you telling me I need to pay you $400 to stay at a hotel so you can yell at me and I run around fire? Like, I can do that in the backyard at a camping trip, you know?
You have your own branding on a coffee mug?
Yeah, you like it.
That's a brilliant idea. I've never even thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna like have your own podcast, one of the most easy things to do is to show everybody you take a drink out of your own mug that you make for your own show.
Can I amend my earlier statement? Who do I take motivation from? I just took some motivation from you.
Yeah, that's so flattering because, you know,
self-branding on a coffee mug. It's the future.
I got one of these jackets too, but it don't really show up. But like, it did fit so good. But
I've
like,
never heard of this before.
I did it because I was like, I want to do a podcast. It was living in my brain for a long time. I want to say 2, 3 years, maybe 4. Okay. But I was up north with that guy we ain't going to talk about. The only thing's I was trying to be a family lady. Didn't happen. But, I was like, you know what? If I make the products, that's going to make me want to be a business person. But your respect, sometimes you just gotta go do it because buying stuff ain't doing it. Excuse me.
I would say just do it. Now that's a phrase that I just came up with.
Yeah, I never heard that.
Catch on.
Yeah, I think it's simple and to the point,
That's the thing with me. I just come up with ideas. Some of them work, some of them don't. But I think that one's got some legs.
I think so.
3 words.
Dean. So, Dean, do you ever, like, when you set up a gallery? I ain't been to too many. I've been like to maybe farmers markets and seeing some people sell like their drawings and stuff like that. But like, how do you set the atmosphere for people knowing this is art? This ain't junk. This is art. How do you do that? How do you set the mood?
I go to places where people have to be. I force them to consume the art. I'm talking about a soup kitchen, for example. People don't have any money. They have to get food. They come in, boom, they're immediate consumer to my art. Sometimes I set up in the back of a courtroom. You're there to see the judge. You have to be there. It's the law. You get your sentence. You turn around, roach in your face. You see what I'm saying?
But you can't be in the courtroom with your stuff, right? Because the security, I've been to court because of the X thing. Like, when you go to court, you got to dump all your stuff out into these buckets. But maybe that's just in Chicago or whatever. Or no, because you're just too good.
Brooches are pieces of clothing. They can't take off pieces of clothing for you. They have to let you in.
That's true. That's true. Because, like, what are you going to do? Let's say, oh, I don't like your shirt. Bye-bye. You can't do that. Nope. Yeah, okay. That's an interesting technique, to go to the places. Now, do you find that people, well, I bet you the jurors or people waiting for jury duty, that's got to be your target audience, huh?
They're coming out. Most people try to get excused from the jury. I'm looking at those people that are trying to think of how to get out or what do I do. They're mentally clouded with decisions. That's your target person right there. They're not ready. They're not in the position to say no to you. They'll say yes because they want to get on with their trying to lie to the lawyers getting out of the jury duty. A very good untapped market there.
That's a very astute observation and business savvy. Now, where do you think you get your business skills from, huh?
Like I said, I think it's part of the gene pool that we're in. You and I have this seller mentality,
Yeah, we always searching for more. I'm like, you see this, and I go, I see that, but I see it slightly different. Like,
yep. Yeah.
So what do you do for your downtime? Because you're always probably looking and scheming as to that could be art or that's just regular shit. But there is shit that could be art. Like, let me scale back. How do you decipher this is shit, this is art shit? How do you know the difference?
Here's a secret that not anybody else will tell you.
I love secrets like that.
There is no difference. It just is what you say it is.
Man, I feel like you could have been a yoga teacher or something.
You tell the people what they need.
It's true. It's true. How did you come to that conclusion? I mean, I'm all aboard about it, but like, how did that, like, there must have been, as the Oprah says, an aha moment. How did you get that such clarity?
Crippling credit card debt from late night infomercials.
Yeah.
As I
Yeah.
said, I'm not a smart man.
Well, it seems like this. You say that, which in our family, we got self esteem stuff going on, and also you're an artist, so they don't always know, hey, this is actually good. But like the thing is, you make your mistake and you go, how can I amend the mistake? That is resilience. That is admirable. That is, somebody who's like, you can't knock me down unless I let you knock me down. So it's commendable, that spirit.
One night I was sold a pasta pot with a screw on lid that had its own strainer. It's a worthless piece of shit. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I thought if they could sell that to me, I bought 3 of them, by the way. If they could sell 3 of those to me, completely, I was completely out of control to give them my money. I thought I can sell shit to anybody.
I
People are gonna
mean,
buy it.
that is true. Sometimes we get our lows, and that could actually lead to our successes. Like what I'm learning and observing from all these influencers and entrepreneurs, they all had credit card debt that made them go, how do I get out of it? They all got stuff that goes, you know what? I see how people are doing things and I don't want to do that. Or I can tweak it and make it better. And, I just think that is what makes you not a simpleton, like that's pretty cool. What kind of things do you do outside of the art world that gives you joy?
I like to write things on sticky pieces of paper and put them on the backs of cars.
Like a bumper sticker?
Somebody might I heard somebody say something like that earlier. I think that's what I'm gonna call them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you put them on a bumper. Here's a
Just
sticker.
imagine this. You have a great idea, you write it on a sticky piece of paper, and you stick it on the back of your car. That way, when you're sitting at a stoplight and you're bored, you're already reading what somebody has said in front of you. I think this
Yeah.
is another idea that could really take off.
I think so, because you can express yourself in numerous ways: politically, comedically, ethically, morally, spiritually. You or enthusiast of sport or kids, you could be proud of your kids and stuff. I think there is something to that where it ain't no bumper sticker because it ain't you could tell when it's manufactured like that. I think that you have that nice humanistic touch with
Here's
those.
another great idea I had just for wasting time, and I think it's going to catch on. I watched a television show on Netflix. The show ended, but I wasn't ready to stop watching TV. So I just immediately watched the next episode.
I mean,
And I was 2 episodes in, and I thought, well, I don't have anything else to do. And so, you know what I did? I watched the 3rd episode.
did you feel like that was a good use of your time?
I felt I felt like I was really invested in these characters' lives, and I was participating kind of secondarily in their lives. So
Yeah.
I think this is something also that might catch on. Why you don't have to just watch one episode. You
Yeah.
could sit and watch multiple episodes in a row.
Yeah. That's kind of like
Yeah,
we're
this
just
is
throwing
another
out
example
bombs
I'm
here
talking
today,
about,
bro.
thinking outside the box. I don't know people. I think people would really catch on to this idea.
I think you could be onto something. Hey, why you watching 1 to 2 shows? Nah, you could watch
Watch them
3.
all. You could watch the whole season.
Yeah. It
Hey,
takes an
I'm
artist
just
like you to see the advantages of how art can infiltrate your day to day, occupy your space, occupy your brain, and keep you penetrated in the thinking zone.
that's what I'm
So,
saying.
what is there? any way that is there anybody outside yourself that motivates you to push you forward beside credit card debt? Is there anything that you wish that you have been taught that you had to learn on your own?
Um, I think that maybe I could have used some help with taxes.
Yeah, numbers ain't your thing, huh?
Well, I don't actually fill out any forms. I just send the IRS my spreadsheets, and
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to work out very well.
Oh, well, I do think that it's pretty cool that you are finding repurposing the value of clothespins and providing the history for people, and also having people have conversation starters with the brooches. Um, what is your in your vision board? What is the next step for Dino Rotini?
Vision board. I like that word.
Yeah.
What is that like a is that a board that you have like you put your goals on? Is that something that
You do that, like whatever you feel like you want to work towards.
is that your idea? Have you copyrighted that?
I have not. I've been talking to a lot of people with the podcast, and they talk about their vision board, how they want to go from this is plan A to plan B, so they get from point A to Z. You know, there's a whole bunch of different step and methodologies.
Here's an idea that just came to me. You know what you could put on your vision board?
What?
Pictures of what you want.
Yeah, that. Where would you get them pictures? I guess you Google them and print them out.
I'm an ideas machine over here. I think
You
what you
pretty much, for
do
a guy who says he ain't that bright, you got a lot of ideas here.
talking to you is really helping me come up with these ideas.
I see you percolating. I see that for sure.
Here's what I'm proposing. You take a board. It doesn't have to be fancy, like a poster board that you get at CVS for 75 cents.
Yeah.
Then you go to magazines or the internet and you find pictures, let's say, of a house that you really want. You cut out that house or print out the house and then put it on the glue it to the vision board. While you're at CVS, you should probably get a glue stick. That way you can see it all the time and you see what you want.
That is a good way of
Instead of just writing the
explaining.
words.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
you're
that might be
you're
my
on
next.
top of it.
That
So
might be my next project.
I think you should invest your time into that. I just wanted to say I'm just so honored to have you here today to give me some advice about how you operate your businesses, how you use your artistic creativity, and how you're approaching merging those two worlds where most people can't combine them. You got it. So, is there any a piece of advice you wish you want to share with my audience, or tell them how you do your socials, or anything, any nugget that you want to share?
Whatever you have to sell, people will buy it if you tell them to.
Solid advice. Solid advice. Thank you, Dina. Uh, this has been Gina Casserole with the Bowling Ball Diet with my super duper cousin, Dino Rotini. I just want to say, everybody, stay blessed, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody.